welcome back. If you are returning, then thank you very fucking much for coming back. I can't even do my normal intro. I would love to kid on to you that I'm feeling better, but I'm not yet. So literally I've just jumped on to do a very quick little hello intro because I had filmed all this declutter, what do you call it? I can't even remember anymore. Content, like stuff that I've filmed. So this is just a little intro to let you know if you're new around here. This is not usually what I look like, but I'm quite unwell at the moment. I am actually feeling leaps and bounds better than I did last week, which doesn't look it, but actually I do feel insanely better than I did. That's why I've obviously bothered my arse to actually come on a camera and say hello to you. Basically, I filmed a vanity declutter and a kind of my biggest section of collection, if you want to call it that, declutter, and a palette declutter. This one is going to be the vanity part 2 will be the larger section, and part 3 will be the palette section. The palette section I might just fling on at the end. Will we just do the palette section in this one and maybe just fling it on at the end of this? I know this is the most droll intro ever in the world. I'm really sorry. Please go and check out some of my other videos if you haven't been here before. This is not a good judgment of what I usually do. I have zero makeup on my face. I've got some tinted moisturiser and some lip balm on. It's looking good, and as I say, I'm feeling leaps and bounds better. Leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds better than I did last week, but still not well. I'm sitting on my bed just now. Basically had an ear infection. I did allude to this in my What's New February. I had an inner ear infection, which basically means it's like inside your head pretty much. The pain was excruciating. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. And if you've ever had an ear infection, anybody, comment down below and let me know. How long did it take you to get back to balance and walking by, because my balance is terrible. It's so bad. So anyway, sorry. It's definitely not COVID though. I got tested for COVID. That's what this video is going to be. That's what the intro is. I hope you enjoy this little declutter. I had a word with myself, but I need to clear out some stuff. So that's what the next few videos are going to be, because at the moment I am not in any fit state to be sitting filming normal videos with you, but hopefully I will be back to it soon, and I hope you enjoy. If you're into that kind of thing, then keep on watching. Thanks. Yes, so these are my super duper sexy woolly loungewear knitted trousers. But they're comfy, okay? So what I'm going to do is show you my drawer where I keep on my vanity. Sorry, it'll be a bit shaky while I'm pulling this out. This is a disaster, quite frankly. This is an absolute disaster. So basically, when I first done, do I need to zoom you out a bit? Probably, hold on. Basically, when I set this vanity up, when I redone my bedroom last year, I have a different stash where all my makeup collection, if you want to say that, is over there in another part of the room, right? And I have a different drawer for palettes as well. This was supposed to be my what I will use everyday makeup, but as you can see, it has become an absolute bomb site. So this over here was supposed to be everyday lip products. This is like cream eyeshadow, cream eye products, eyeliners and brow products. Here is just an array of things that I've stuffed in because I have nowhere else to put them. This tray here, this long tray here, sorry, I don't know if you can see it. This was all face products, and this here was supposed to be like eyeshadow palettes I was currently using, mascaras, and single eye shadows. Right at the back, you can't actually see, there is a little tiny acrylic thing to keep lipsticks in too. I don't think I can get it forward enough for you. You know the kind I mean, the acrylic lipstick holders. There's one of them back there keeping lipsticks. I was supposed to kind of, either ones that I wanted to keep out and keep on to hand, or ones that I would wear more frequently, but as you can see here, this has just become a bomb site. So what I am going to do first is clear all this shit out, then I will show you the before and after, and then we can go through a proper declutter of all my stuff, because at the moment I can't even abide to start it because this is such a mess.
Alright, so the first tray that I'm organising, and I'm not going to be getting rid of any of these, I'll tell you right now. This isn't a declutter, but what I'm going to keep in my everyday drawer. So this is the BH Cosmetics Drop Dead Gorgeous but a little bit Psycho palette. It's definitely got a Halloween theme. Brilliant, brilliant shadows, but let's face it, not something I'm going to be reaching for in January or February. I mean, these actually probably could be quite nice for Valentine's, not going to lie. But I think I'm going to store this one away and keep it for another time of year, but it's not going to be in my everyday drawer. Now, the Pat Celestial Divinity palette, I am kind of loathed to put away. But I have had a lot of good playtime with it since I got it back in October, November, I want to say. So since I picked, was it even before that? It might have even been before that. But my first impressions of this, like there's a video up on it, blah, blah, blah. I love it. It was one of my favourites of 2020. I thought it was fantastic. So I am going to store this away just to get some more use out of some other palettes. But I can see this sneaking back into this everyday drawer at some point because I think it's really, really useful to have. It's got lots of nice toppers, lots of nice colours, lots of nice foils, lots of nice duochromes, triochromes, whatever you want to call them. So this may sneak back in, but we're going to take it away at the moment. Now these are two of the Futurism palettes from Kaleidos. I'm going to be honest with you, this one here, the turquoise, electro turquoise, I will probably put away till summer because I think that although it is absolutely beautiful, the colours are stunning, I love it, it's probably one that I'm going to get more wear out of in the summer, so I'm going to put that away for now. But the Cyber Bronze one, I have to say, I think is probably quite friendly all of the year round. It's definitely kind of more neutral, but I am waiting on Angelica Nyquist's palette as well, so I kind of want to see like how often I will use that as well. So at the moment, I think I will leave the Cyber Bronze one in my everyday drawer and pop this one away in my palette drawer. Oh, hello, old friend. This is absolutely one of my favourite palettes. It's just such an easy go-to. I have loved it since the day that I bought it. I got so much wear out of it. I've almost panned these two shades. They're quite obviously my favourites. But I am going to put this in my palette drawer because I have other options now and I think I want to get some wear out of some other things, so we're going to put that away. Okay, so the pumpkin pie from e.l.f. I'm probably going to put away into storage. I want to keep the jalapeno one out because I just love the colours in it. I just really love them. The Natasha Denona Mini Gold, I think I will put this away just now. Not because it's not nice, not because I'm not using it. I used it a lot over Christmas. It was really versatile for that. But to be honest with you, I got a lot of wear out of it over the festive period. So I think I'm going to pop away these two and keep this one in the drawer. The same goes for the Nabla palette. This is the Ruby Lights glitter palette. It is a pressed glitter palette. I know it's not for everybody. I particularly loved it. I thought it was lovely. So this I'm going to put away as well because again, something I used a lot over the Christmas period. If I need to pull it out to pick out some of these, I mean that pink glitter. That could be absolutely stunning for like little Valentine's-y type of look, I don't know. But if I need to pull it out, it'll be there, I can use it. The Charlotte Tilbury palette, I think, Tilbury? Who am I? If there's anybody from the UK watching, Tilbury, do you remember Tilbury's on Coronation Street? I think that's where my mind just went there. The Charlotte Tilbury palette, sorry. This is their luxury palette and this one is in Fire Rose, I want to say. Apparently this one is not available online in America anymore. I spoke to Rupi about this and someone else had sent me a message and been like, oh, we can't get that here. Maybe Megs said, oh, we don't get that in the US anymore or Canada. And I was like, oh my God, okay, right, fine. We still get it here in the UK, but it's part of a little duo set. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's very nice. I think I may keep this one out because I just haven't utilised it enough quite yet and it's just so pretty. So I think I'm going to leave this one out as well. And finally, the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I am continuing to play with this at the moment because I kind of only just done my first review of it in January. So there's a better light for you. I was like that there, can't see it. So that is really nice. I'm still working with it. I'm still pulling out on the daily to see what I can do with it because my first impressions I was a little bit like, don't know what I'm doing here, but I've used it a few times since then and I'm kind of enjoying it. So I'm going to keep it out I don't want to just totally be like, oh, it was shit and I don't like it, because that is not what you should do when you buy palettes, especially ones that are this expensive. So I'm still working with it at the moment, so I think I want to keep this one out as well. Okay, so that clears that tray out really nicely. I'm just going to pop the Natasha one in. I'm going to pop the Kaleidos and the Charlotte one in, and the elf one there. So that's going to be my current playlist of things just now. It will change over time, don't worry. I may put the Pat one in here. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. What I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do is, by doing this, then month to month, I will shop my own stash rather than buying new shit. So that is my plan. That is what I'm keeping in there to play with throughout February. And as I say, I do have another, like I have Angelica's one on order. So whenever that arrives, it may be February, it may be March, then I'll have that one to slot in as well. So we'll see how that goes. With regards to the other shit that were in that drawer, one is Hoola from Benefit. I do really like this bronzer, I have to admit, but I'm going to put it to the side because I've been using a different bronzer at the moment, and it shouldn't have ever been in with the palettes anyway, so we're going to pop that to the side. This is the Rebel Eyes from Gosh Makeup. This was a really, really nice mascara, but I have to say, I think it is probably past its usage now, past its sell by date. It is very, very nice. You normally get 6 months on a mascara. Sometimes I push that, I'm not going to lie. But to be honest with you, this is kind of dried out now. So this one is going to go into the bin. The same goes for this Monsieur Big Mascara from Lancome. This is a beautiful mascara. It's very, very nice. I have bought the full size of this product before and I really, really like it. But this is a little mini one. I was using it to take to work every now and again, and it's probably done now, so I just have to get rid of it. Now I have a few more mascaras in here. This Warrior Princess one from Flower Beauty I'm going to keep out because I've just started to reuse again, and actually I'm really, really enjoying it. This is also a brand new lash slick from Glossier, which I use for work, so this one will also be staying out because I do really enjoy this for work. This one is the NARS Climax Mascara, and this one here is from Beauty Pie. This was their Uber Volume Boost Mascara. I didn't enjoy this. And it's one of these products, like, I've literally used it a handful of times. There's probably plenty usage still in it, but it depends. Like, I could pass this on to my mum or something. I can't really pass this on to someone I don't know because it has been round about my own eyes, and I know that would maybe be a bit weird. People maybe, I'm not sure how you would disinfect a mascara. I'm not sure, so I will maybe pass this on to friends or family because I didn't enjoy it, but somebody else might. And the NARS Climax is one of my favourites. Again, this one is probably past its 6-month lifespan, but I really enjoy it and it still seems okay in my eyes, so I'm going to keep that one kicking about too. So also in that little drawer were these two eyeshadows. They are both singles. This one is a khaki green colour. It's from Number 7 and I do really like it. I used it loads last summer. And this one here from Essence, oh, look at that, it's amazing. It's like this amazing copper toned, it's almost like a soft touch, like one of those squidgy type things, but it actually has a really, really good effect on the eye as well. But I think I'm going to get rid of that. Not rid of it, but I'm also going to put that one into but I think I'm also going to pop this one into a bit of storage because, to be honest with you, I've not worn it for ages and I have other shadows to try out, so we're going to pop that one into some storage. I think what I'm going to do is lipsticks next because I am going to utilise my little acrylic thing, but I'm going to put it near the front because I feel like I wasn't using everything in it because it was hidden under here. So I'm going to put this near the front and we're going to take out what we don't want and we're going to put back in what we do. Okay, again, much cleaner. But what I'm actually going to do is, this is my two glossy lipsticks. One is in Zip and one is in Cake. And I use them frequently, very, very regularly. I'm hoping they're not going to be too big on that drawer there. They might hit the edge. I hope not. So I'm going to keep them out because I use them a lot. I am going to keep this MAC one out in Devoted to Chili. This is the one I spoke about. It's absolutely one of my favourites. Like, I've used so much of it. It's this kind of rusty, orangey, burnt tone. So I'm going to keep that out because I do use it a lot. I'm pulling this one out because I haven't worn it in ages. It's a cream sheen from MAC and it is in Crosswires. Now, it looks like it's like kind of pink, but it's actually a kind of salmony, like nude pink, and I haven't worn it for ages. And I thought, do you know what, it's probably the best kind of time, February, Valentine's, pinky trends, whatever, springtime coming up. Let's keep our fingers crossed, but let's face it, in Scotland that's not going to happen till at least April. But I'm going to keep this one out just to see if I use it a bit more. I am also going to keep, this is just a mini one, but this is MAC's Russian Red. And it is one of my favourite all-time reds. I can't do without this. Even though it's a mini, I just love it. It's my favourite, so I will keep this one out. Now, another couple of things I'm going to be keeping out is Jamie Genevieve's Modern Matte lipstick, and this one is in Power Suit. This is like a lovely chocolate orange colour. It is a matte lipstick, and I just think it is absolutely stunning, so I'm going to be keeping that one out. I'm also going to be keeping this one out from Nabla because I've only really just started to test it out. This is their Cult Matte, I want to say, in Elusive. Is it a Cult Matte? I can't quite remember. I think it's like Soft Touch or Cult Matte. I'll put everything linked down below if I speak about it. And this is in Elusive. And I've only just really tried this out, kind of first impression, so I'm going to keep this one out as well. The other two products I'm going to tell you about is, this is Pat McGrath's Blow Up, and it's a balm, but it's lovely. It's so, so nice. I'm going to keep that one out. But this one here from Glossier, this is the original Generation G packaging, is Jam. And I love the colour Jam, but to be honest with you, the formula on this one and the old Generation G lipsticks, it's went a bit funny. I don't actually know if you'll see it there, but there are actual, see, little bumpies like we spoke about before, Jaclyn Hill had in her lipsticks. So I'm going to be getting rid of that one. It looks like I've really not used a lot of that one. I really did love it when I first got it. I do like the colour, but yeah, probably going to have to get rid of that. So this is all like lip pencils and essentially probably glosses. This is Nabla's Shine Theory in Toxic Love. I love this lip gloss. It's so, so nice. So that is definitely staying out. I also absolutely adore these two pencils from Beauty Pie. One is in Guilty Girl and this one here is in Caught Me. I really, really like these. They're really, really easy. They're very good dupes for the NARS matte, velvet matte pencils. So I really, really like them and I'll keep them out. And the rest are all lip liners. Now, I'm not going to be like exclusively taking any of these away properly. I'll maybe take this little old one away because I've not used it for a long time. The Vive one, I'm still trying to get to grips with. This one here is a brilliant kind of burnished orange tone. This one here is a lovely kind of deep. But I'm going to be like, so I'm tell you what, I'm going to take this one away and I'm going to take the Kevyn Aucoin away because the other colours are ones that I'm like, I don't really have anything like it, blah, blah, blah. But my Gloss My Heart lip liners are all I need. So I'm going to put them into that little drawer. Alright, so these are my Gloss My Heart lip liners and I really don't think I need anything else. This is like my neutral, this is a kind of pinky, and it's actually probably a little more nude pink than it looks on camera there. This one here is like a super duper berry shade. This one here is a nice red, and this one here is a much deeper like purple, ooh, like a vampy shade. Like this is very, very dark, whereas this one is a little bit more like a berry. I will link them all below again. I will let you know all the colours that I've got, but these are wonderful lip liners, so I think they're just all going to go in here. Again, another success, so that's good. Oh, this Pillow Talk Diamonds thing from Charlotte Tilbury was part of a free gift that I got when I put my Charlotte Tilbury order in. I am going to pass this on to my mum because I think it's much more of a tone and style of lipstick that she will enjoy, so I'll be giving it to her. I'm also going to throw in my Gloss My Heart like self-made lip gloss. I've actually got quite a few of these, but I'm going to put this one in because it's probably the most transparent that I made. It's got a little bit of sheen to it, a little bit of pinky red to it, but it's nice because it's more like a lip oil than it is a gloss, so I'm going to pop that in there too. Oh, how could I forget? Now this is my Pat McGrath in 35mm. It's a very, very vampy red colour. So what I think I might do is pop that one in here too, because it's just maybe not one that I would wear every day, but it's certainly one that it's just standalone and I feel like it's a one of a kind, so I'm going to pop it in there. Okay, so that one was actually a little dirty, so I had to give it a wash. Now this, I think, is always the hardest drawer because I like a lot of blushes and I like a lot of fucking face stuff, like textury, gel-like stuff. So, first and foremost, I'm going to pop the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless in because I have really been enjoying that and I have been kind of just trying it out, using it up, so I'm going to stick that in there. I'm then choosing between Halo Scope or Burt's Bees All Aglow. I'm going to go with Burt's Bees All Aglow. I love the Halo stick. I think it's really nice and it's very good for a slightly different option, but these are very much of a muchness. And if I had to buy either one again, I would probably go with this one. But if I couldn't get a hold of that anymore, if something happens to this, then I can always go back to Glossy. But we're going to pop this one back in. Next up, okay, so I have the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush Blushes, or Vision Flush Colours, I should say. They are definitely going to go back in. And this Beauty Pie illuminating, like triple illuminating wand of some sort. This is like the dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. This is definitely going back in because I've really been enjoying this. For some reason or another, this Revolution Plump Up the Max gloss thing was in my base bit. I don't know why, but I am going to pass this on. I really didn't enjoy this. It's okay. It does what it's, I don't know. I don't even really, my nose was just bothering me and I bought it. This was a really silly purchase, so I'm going to get rid of this, but I'm going to make sure it goes to another good home, because as you can see, it has pretty much never been used. Okay, so basey stuff. This is all going to go back in, maybe with the exception of this. I'll maybe take this one out, but these are going to go back in because this is my everyday concealer. This is my probably go-to foundation. I have been loving this Charlotte Tilbury powder, so that is going back in, and this is my go-to bronzer, so these are all going to go back in. I also have these 3 new products that I'm trying. So this is the Synchro Skin from Shiseido, and it is their concealer. So I want to pop that one kind of here. I'm going to put stuff that I'm trying here, because it's not necessarily going to make the definite boxes yet. But most of the stuff I'm trying in this little space here. This is Laura Mercier foundation, Lumiere Radiance foundation or something like that. Flawless Lumiere Radiance. I'm going to put that one in there. And this is the Fenty Hydrating Primer. So I'm going to put that one in too. I am also going to pop these 2 little samples of the Danessa Myricks Contour Balm back in, because they are samples I'm just trying for colours at the moment. So I'm going to put them back in. And I might just pop them there as well, because it's something I'm trying. I am not going to put back in my Kaleidos highlighters, not because I don't like them, but just because they're not really everyday things, so they shouldn't really be in this drawer. So I'm going to put them away in my collection. I will put my NYX kind of dark circle corrector back in, because I usually use this as a bit of base before I put shadow on, so I am going to put that back in. I am also going to put back in the Danessa Myricks Balm, Duet Balm, and I'm going to put in the Charlotte Tilbury kind of bronze and glow thing, the little mini one, because I'm really enjoying that. These 2 bronzers are going to go back into my collection. Now, I did take this out of here as well. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. I've had this for a little while now. I kind of just use it as a bit of a spot cover-upper. Like a zit cover-upper, like one of those kind of concealers. It's not really one that I would put under my eyes or anything, but I am going to get rid of this because I've had it for quite some time now. I don't love it. I was pretty much just, it was the only thing I had to cover up really bad angry spots and active breakouts. So I'm going to get rid of that, because I now have this Shiseido one, which I think is doing a much better job than this was. So we're going to get rid of this. I then have these 2 blushers, I would say. This is probably, this is a skin glazing. You could say this is a highlight, but because of the colour on me, it's a blush. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I am loving this. So I am going to keep Charlotte out, because I am pleasantly surprised with her. And I'm going to slot this one in here, Lola, because again, I'm still not sure if it'll be in everyday rotation, but for February and for Valentine's Day and all that kind of pish, then yeah, it's going to go here. Last box, basically cream eyeshadows, eyeliners, cream pencils, and brow stuff. Alright, so these are all the things that I'm going to be taking out of this pot, purely because they are colours. They are things that I've pulled out to be like, oh, what could I do with them? What look would I do with them? I mean, this is like an emerald green eyeliner. So for that reason, I'm pulling them out, but it doesn't mean to say I'm getting rid of any of them. Again, this is like a neon orange liner, but I used it when I was doing a Katie Jane Hughes kind of look to blend out with white to get a kind of more peachy tone. Like, you know, like I use them every now and again, and then I pop them in that drawer and I forget that they're there. So they are all going to go back into my collection. I did really like some of these. These, I'm kind of like, will I buy any more of them? No, probably not. And these are the Sky Washes from Glossier. I have to say that I think that these in certain colours are very, very good. This one is not so good. The one in the middle is wonderful. And the green one is particularly good in the summer, again, for a certain kind of look. But would I buy any of them again? No, probably not. I can get different effects with this one, although I really like this one. I can get different effects, I can get better products. It's just a no from me for Glossier, and I do like a lot of their stuff, but with the exception of this one, the others are nothing special. I actually like this one so much, I am going to put it back in actually. Everything else in here I want to keep out because they're cream shadow pencils. There's like a black eyeliner, it's nothing fancy, but I'll need it a lot more than I would need like a blue one. These are the Kiko pencils. I really, really like these. This one's like a nice tangerine orange colour. This one's like a burnished gold. I also have it in a kind of khaki colour, which is really nice. This is Laura Mercier's Copper, it's a nice colour as well, and they're the two Beauty Pie ones, but these are things that I would frequently use. This here is a Revolution liquid liner, but it's really good, I actually really like it, and I've had it for ages and it still lasts really well. This here is a little Kiko eyebrow pencil. It's nothing fancy, but it does the job I need it to do. And then I have two eyebrow gels. I'm going to get rid of this e.l.f. one because I have a backup anyway, but also the Glossier one is new, and I have been using this for a very long time and it's basically done, so it needs to be put in the bin. I actually forgot to mention these, so this is the pro tip from Glossier. I'm going to get rid of that because it is rubbish and I would not want to actually give it to anyone. I wouldn't suggest it, it's kind of crap. Don't bother. This is a new one here from Linda Hallberg. This is one of her, what are they called? What are these called? Flash crayons, I think. It's called a flash crayon, but it's in the colour Whipple, which is like a kind of deep copper bronze colour, so I really like that. I'm going to put that one in there. And this one here is from Glossier Play. It is the colour Nectar. It's really, really nice, but I probably won't wear it at this time of year so much. But again, one I can pull out if I need colour. Now these three here, the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerise, I will keep out because I haven't had it that long and I'm really enjoying using it. The Bodyography as well, this is their glitter pigment and later skater, I'm going to keep out. This is a really old one I've got from a brand called Trend It Up. As you can see, it's just another kind of liquid cream eyeshadow. It's just a kind of champagne-y colour, but it's actually still in really good nick. It's actually really, really light. It could be used as like a cream highlighter as well. You can probably see it there when I turn my hand. But it's not anything special. It's just a really nice kind of wash of colour in the lids, but it is quite fair. So I think I'm going to keep them out as well because I do really like these. I do then have some like just little beauty tools and things like that. So a couple of spoolies and some eyelash curlers and a little pencil sharpener. So they're just going to slide in there and that will be fine. And that is my tidier version of that drawer. So everything I can now see, everything I can use, all grand, great, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this will close. Oh, I knew those glossy. I knew that was going to happen. That's probably why I didn't have them in there in the first place. You bastard. Okay, so unfortunately, they are going to have to go back in here. Just means there's more room for more lipsticks. Alright, so moving on to palettes now. This is my palette drawer, but palette drawer is probably this thick. I don't know if you see that there. Not very thick, but as you can see, a little bit of a mess. There's some stuff in here that doesn't need to be in here as well. For instance, this is a box that had a watch in it. So why that's in there, I don't know. Under here, this is the box that one of my phone cases came in. Don't need that in there either. I think that is it though. I think an old receipt. I think that is it though. Everything else should be palettes. So let's take it all out and then we'll talk about what's going back in. Alright, nice empty drawer now. So let's start off with things that usually go in the back. All of my Urban Decay stuff basically. 3 original Naked palettes, which I've always toyed with. Will I throw this one away? The honest truth is I don't use any of these regularly anymore, but as a bit of a collector and nostalgia, I'm not getting rid of these. I just can't. This is the Naturals by Lacura. So this is the dupe for the Naked Heat palette. And actually it's really, really nice. So I don't think I'll be getting rid of that either. Unfortunately though, if I'm honest with you, I use this one more often, which is the Naked Petite Heat. So if I'm honest with myself, maybe I should pass this one along. Or maybe pop this on my Vinted or like see if I can get a £5 for it or something. Maybe not even a £5 because it maybe cost a £5 to buy it. I don't know. It was actually gifted to me, to be fair, and I'd done a comparison video against these two using the very similar shades in these, and they're very, very good. These are very, very good. Not quite the quality of Urban Decay, to be fair, but with a little work, you can get the exact same look. The exact same look. Actually, yeah, I think I might get rid of this one. And obviously I'm going to keep my Petite Heat because this is just my favourite. This is the Born to Run palette as well. This will also be staying. Quite a recent, I'd say a recent purchase. I think I purchased it last summer. Maybe last autumn, something like that. So I'm going to keep that one as well, and I'll just put that in there. And then I have these 3 from Urban Decay. Again, just more nostalgia, but really loath to get rid of any of them. I just kind of love them. Sad, I know, sad. I'm a collector. So I'm going to pop the 3 at the back as well. They should slide in there nicely. And that is all Urban Decay right up the back. I know the problem is, do I then pull it out? But I promise you this year I'm going to be doing much more shop my stash and pulling things out. Right, these are all my pat palettes. So I think what I'm going to do is pop them in. Actually, that one might need to go at the bottom. So that's the Celestial Divinity, the Mothership 2, and then these 2 wee kind of fun-sized travel palettes. I think these are called the I Ecstasy Sublime palettes. And I have to say, so there are doublers, like there are big versions of these in full-size palettes, but these are really, really nice. Like the quality doesn't skip on these because they're smaller palettes. They're very, very good. And I think that they're a really good option if you're just wanting to dip your toe into pat, but you didn't want to spend a heck of a lot of money. What I might do is actually, maybe in March, because I've already picked a few things out for February, what I might do in March is pick out these and try and make these work a little bit more. They're certainly nice, kind of more bright colours in this one. This is a little bit more neutral. I wonder if I should take this one out as my everyday. I'm just going to slot those 2 in there just now. Oh, I've also got this one. This is the Rose Decadence, which is the limited edition version in the Rose Decadence range, I suppose. But really, really like this. Very, very good. Used it a couple of days ago for a look, actually. Really liked it. So that will also be staying in there. Now, these are my MAC palettes. As you can see, this one is full. This is the one I was talking about that I always bought a new eyeshadow whenever we travelled somewhere. It's a bit dirty on the top there, I know, sorry. But I will be keeping these. No way I'll be getting rid of these. I think I'll just slot that underneath the Urban Decay one, because then I have 2 empty MAC palettes which sometimes I might pop out and use for travelling and things, so we're going to just keep them up there because they're just empty palettes, and the MAC one under here. It's not something I reach for a lot of the time anymore, but they are what they are. I then have this little bundle of Revolution palettes. This is what I was talking about in my brands that bore me video. I have this one, which is mint choc chip, I think, or mint chocolate. It's actually a really, really nice colour combination, especially for autumnal times of year. The quality of the shadows isn't phenomenal, but it's certainly no worse than some other brands that I've used. So I make it work. It works for me. So I'm not going to be getting rid of this because I do actually like the tones in this palette. And this is the mini rose gold palette, which I also really, really like the tones in. It's kind of like peachy pinks. There is this gorgeous mustard shade in there, which actually is gorgeous. And a couple of, there's only 2 frosty ones in it, this one and this one. But it's really nice. It's a nice little mini palette. I'm not going to get rid of them. I think they're good. The one I am probably going to get rid of, maybe move along, is this one. It's still got the plastic in and everything. So this is, what is this? Ultra Professional Eyeshadow Palette. Flawless. I have got good use out of this. It's not bad. Basically, when I very first moved back to Glasgow, I had a lot of stuff in storage, so I couldn't get to all the palettes that I usually had. And I picked this up for, I don't know, £6 or £8. And it done a world of jobs that I needed it to do at the time. It's got variations, it's kind of golds. There's actually a really nice like burnished green in there as well. There are a couple of navies, blacks up here. It done the job it needed to do, but I do not reach for it anymore. I think this needs to get passed on to someone that will use it a lot more than me. Then I have not much else. So this is a sleek palette, and this one is in the Nautical collection, and actually has brilliant colours in it that I do reach for in the summertime. So I'm not getting rid of this either. This is actually kind of probably the only blue palette that I own. Called Calm Before the Storm. They used to do these palettes all the time, the I Divine Storm palettes. And this is just one of the ones I've kept. I've bought loads of them over the years, but this one has always came back out every summer. So we'll be keeping that one. This is my Erdem NARS palette. As I've said before, it's a little boring. I can't lie, but the packaging on it is sublime, and you know, it's kind of more of a collector's piece to me than it is. Even look at the inlay. It's got like this rose, or sorry, I shouldn't even say rose, it's more like orchids and things on the actual inlay. Yeah, it's kind of boring.
I'm not gonna lie, I wish I'd picked up the other one. There was one with a navy and a yellow in it, but it wasn't there at the time, and I just bought this one instead because I wanted the collector's aspect of it. But I will keep this. I'm not getting rid of this. This Illamasqua one, this was gifted to me very kindly a few years back. It's the Vital palette, and it is just all mattes, just very simple, like beigey nude tones. That's why it must be called the Vital palette, because it's kind of, you could use it for one look, but you're not going to get loads of colours out of it, but it's reachable. If you've got a coloured palette, you could pull out this one as well, and it will do all the other stuff. So I think I'm going to actually try and put this on Vinted and get it sold, because it is a very, very good palette. It's in very, very good condition. It still has its box and everything, and I do not use it. The same goes for these. These are from Inglot. Remember when everybody wanted Inglot? Like, they were the shit. Everybody wanted a hold of them. I picked these up, again, must be 3 years ago or something like that, when I was in Poland, and we couldn't get Inglot here at the time, I don't think. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe we could get Inglot here at that point, but there wasn't a shop nearby. There did come a shop, and it quickly left again. It didn't do very well. So I have this palette. No, I tell a lie. I bought this one in Cyprus and this one in Poland. I bought two of them in different places. But I don't use it. I don't reach for it. I love the idea of Inglot. The packaging, marketing, everything that they done originally, great. But I don't use these. I just don't reach for them. They're just not my go-to. I mean, I bought a face powder. Why did I buy a face powder? I very rarely use them. A blush, and that was supposed to be my travel palette. A blush, 2 eyeshadows, and a face powder. Who was I kidding? So these are gonna get passed along as well. Little mini elf palette, which is one I've just recently taken out, so let's put that up next to the Petite Heat because it's a similar shade range. These two as well, glitter palettes. Natasha Denona, let's pop you in there. That's the mini gold palette, and the Nabla palette can just sit up there on top of Pat. Kaleidos, you're gonna sit in there next to Pat, and then I've got these ones, which are more kind of indie brands, I suppose. Oh, but they're not all going to fit. Right, sorry. Kaleidos, you can sit on the side there, and then they'll all fit. So this is the Beauty Trends. It's like a little library, I suppose, from Unique Beauty. And they are each little individual palettes. So that one there is the Fashionista palette. Sorry, it's got plastic in front of it. Oh, it's glorious. It's so nice. There's Fashionista, there's Girls Trip, and there is Friday Night Life. Sorry, not light. But I do actually really like these little palettes. I think they're really very nice for the idea of travel, but I think I'm going to take this one out for February because the tones in it are kind of pinky, lovey-dovey, very nice. So I'm going to pull this one out for February. Oh, we've just got a cat joining us now, so if a random paw comes off the edge here, you know why. What? Should I get rid of this box? No, right, let's keep the box for now. Right, it's fine. Then I have my Vintage Dawn palette from Ace Beauty. That's not going anywhere. And I've got my Lethal Cosmetics palette as well, which I made the colours. It's like a personalised palette that you can go on and you just pick the colours you want. I have got good use out of this, as you can see. And I really, really like this company. I think they're very nice. Initially, I was like, oh, what's this formula all about? But actually, it's very nice. And then I've got my BH one, which I was talking about. So I'm just going to slot that one under there because it's a bit random. And there, nice and tidy. Two little MAC empties to be back to MAC'd. That is it though. That is it. Everything done and dusted. Simples.